What do you see as the hardest challenge that you're going to face as secretary if you become elected? I guess, Daniel, you can go first.
Great question, Roger. I think the hardest challenge to being secretary was probably the very beginning, just learning the things that I had to do, my responsibilities, and especially being part of E-board, it's a big jump and it's a big one of the top 5 positions in SHIP. And so I just want to make sure everything is right, everything is running smoothly, and just overall get in the groove of things and really know my responsibilities as secretary. But I feel like that would be the hardest part. And once I do figure things out and get into the groove of things, I should be able to like ease into my responsibilities and uh, hopefully complete my tasks and my responsibilities for the rest of the school year.
Nice. Natalie, you can go next.
Thank you. So for me personally, I have also had leadership positions in the past. I've actually been a secretary in my school. So I am very familiar with the position. So I would take that into SHIP with my fullest potential and use all the abilities I've learned and use those into SHIP. And so I think the hardest challenge for me would just be adapting from the remote setting to in person. So I'm a first year, so I haven't even experienced the in person environment, but I know that I have already gone through experiences with being able to adapt to changes. So I know that although it'll be a change that I, you know, anticipate, I know it's something that I will be able to succeed in. And so I'll be able to perform the best I can and adapt to that, adapt to the organization and the family as a whole. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for those answers. Does anybody else have any other questions for the secretary position?
Rogelio, you can go.
I guess whoever can answer first. What is your time commitment for next year? I know in person might take a while to transition in, but I would just say like any role for E-board should have an allocated amount of time, because at the end of the day, you want to dedicate an amount of time to better like the org for everyone else. So that's whoever can answer first. No preference on who to answer first.
I can go first. So I've been able to plan out my time and my schedule with a planner. And so this past year, I've been able to have 2 jobs while being a full-time student. So I've been able to adapt to being being a student while working and also just being able to keep on learning and achieving like the highest grades possible. And so I've been able to attend all the SHIP meetings and be involved in the organizations I'm in outside of school. And so with being a secretary of SHIP, I would really, really prioritize my position. I would take so much time just to fulfill the tasks that I have. And I would try to do more. Like I would look for more opportunities where I can do more for my position. So I know we have requirements for the position, but I would try my best to go above and beyond. So that way in the future, people who are looking towards being the secretary can look to me as a role model and ask me questions and just have a sense of advice for me. And so I think that I would really, really take so much time to be your secretary. Thank you.
Rogelio, to answer your question, you and I both have a lot in common. We're both going to our 3rd year as Mechis, and so we're taking a lot. We're taking a lot of the classes together, and so like this past year has been really challenging, and next semester, next year will probably be even more challenging. But I believe I'm ready to face these challenges and to put a little bit. Like I said in my video, I've been upping up the scale for my first year. My first year I was just a captain of the basketball team. Now I'm the athletics chair, and I think I'm ready to be the secretary. And I think I'm ready for these challenges and ready for the more time load. And in high school, I was actually president of student council, and so I've handled a lot of things in my life before, a lot of time management, um, not procrastinating and stuff like that. I feel like I handle that well. And rather, one thing that specifically that I'm pretty good at is spreading things out. If I see that I have a lot of things, a lot of things going on this week, I try to break it up and do those things evenly across the week rather than saving it all for one day or saving it for really close to the deadline. I like to try to get things done ahead and as efficient and as accurate as possible. And so, with that being said, time management is going to be really important next year. And I think I'm ready, and I think I'll be qualified for a secretary and being able to meet the deadlines and the responsibilities as a secretary.
Thank you, guys. Does anyone have any more questions for them? I have a question for you guys. What do you think you will implement that's new that has never been like a thing that you see in SHIP?
That's a good question. I'm going to need a little bit to think about that.
I think so. I haven't been able to, attend an in-person meeting with SHIP, but luckily I've been able to attend all the Zoom meetings online, and so I've also tried my best to be involved in the other activities that SHIP offers. And so I think one thing I would want to implement is just a sense of getting everyone out there, getting a sense for trying to get people involved and trying to be in SHIP and kind of branching out. I know that, this is the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers, but getting more people involved, more diversity within the organization, and just getting a sense of making people feel welcome. I know that I would love to feel welcome in a community. So I would want that sense for everyone else. I would want everyone to feel like a family and just to rely on everyone else. I know that I just want to make strong connections with everyone and build the best relationships possible. So just being open-minded and having an open community.
There's two specific things I can think of. They're not actually something brand new, but it hasn't been practiced this past semester. I mean, this semester right now. The first one is something that I like that Lisbeth did. Lisbeth last semester is that she did a Google form, and every single week, based on the newsletter and based on the events that's going on that week, she would update a Google form, send it out, and it would be a very easy and very accessible way for people to sign in and have a general Google form that every host can use for all the events throughout that week. And that can be a very easy way for me to track the points and keep a point system for those who attend events and reward those who do attend events. Now to the second thing is something that happened my freshman year. I want to say, I think it was the spring semester of 2020, is that I like how I think we were having a little bit of issue with participation with certain pillars within SHIP. Like some pillars would have more participation than others. And so to combat that, a good idea would be to have different points in the point system for certain events. Like during body meeting would be worth 3 points, but like attending volleyball practice would be 1 point or something like that. And not only that, but there would be a cap. There would be a cap of you can only earn so many points for certain pillars. And then once you let's say the cap is 5 points, once for chapter development or something like that. Once you get 5 points for chapter development, you can't get any more points for that. And the only way you can get points if you attend events in the other pillars. And by implementing that system, you can spread the wealth and encourage and motivate people to participate in other events, and it'll help the other pillars and the other committees that aren't getting too much participation, it'll help hopefully motivate people to attend those events and not just like the social ones, not just like the fun ones, and get a good balance with our system of points and participation throughout show.
All right, thank you so much both for answering. Now we will cut to a little intermission just so you guys can stay engaged. So I will pass it on to Ivana and Nina, your R&R co-directors.